The Xantharian Military Academy had never admitted a human before. When Cadet Sarah Chen stepped off the transport shuttle onto the crystalline platform, her boots, crude by galactic standards, left scuff marks on the pristine surface. The assembled crowd of alien cadets fell silent, their various appendages twitching with barely contained amusement. "Look at it," whispered Crixtall, a towering hegemony elite whose blue-tinged skin marked him as nobility. "The Deathworlder actually thinks it belongs here." Sarah kept her expression neutral as she shouldered her duffel bag. The gravity here was lighter than Earth's, only 0.8 g, making each step feel like she might bounce away. Around her, the other cadets glided with practiced ease, their movements fluid and graceful. She looked clumsy by comparison, and she knew it. The academy was a marvel of engineering, suspended in the void between three stars. Its translucent walls offered breathtaking views of the cosmic dance outside, while environmental fields maintained perfect atmospheric conditions. Everything was designed for efficiency, beauty, and the comfort of the galaxy's most advanced species. "Welcome, Cadet Chen." Director Velthar's voice resonated through specialized vocal chambers. The ancient ethereal floated before her, its gaseous form shimmering with authority. "You represent a unique addition to our program." The words carried weight. Sarah was here because of the Terran Integration Treaty, humanity's first step toward joining the Galactic Federation. She was a test case, a proof of concept. If she failed, it would be another century before humans were considered again. Her first weeks were brutal. The curriculum designed for species with enhanced cognitive processing, perfect memory retention, and centuries-long lifespans. Where her classmates absorbed complex stellar navigation in hours, Sarah struggled for days. When they mastered quantum field theory through direct neural interface, she had to rely on primitive visual learning. "Perhaps the Deathworlder should return to its mud pit," Sylvan suggested during combat training. The graceful Valerian moved like liquid mercury, her forearms wielding energy weapons with devastating precision. "This is clearly beyond its primitive capabilities." Sarah said nothing, wiping purple bruising gel from her split lip. The training weapons were set to their lowest settings, what the aliens considered barely noticeable. To Sarah, they felt like being struck by lightning. But humans had one advantage the galaxy didn't understand. They were used to suffering. While her classmates retired to meditation chambers and regeneration pods, Sarah trained in the abandoned lower decks. She practiced weapon forms until her hands bled. She studied stellar charts until her vision blurred. She pushed herself through pain that would have hospitalized most species. The breaking point came during the Void Trials, a grueling test where cadets navigated damaged ships through hostile space. It was designed to test leadership under pressure, with holographic crew members dying around them as systems failed. Sarah's assigned ship, naturally the most damaged, lost life support 20 minutes in. Her alien teammates began to panic as emergency klaxons wailed. Crixtall, despite his noble bearing, froze at the captain's chair as simulated hull breaches vented atmosphere. "We need to abandon ship," Sylvan's voice cracked. "The scenario is impossible." "No," Sarah's voice cut through the chaos. "Reroute power from non-essential systems. They'll seal those breaches with emergency foam. Crix, plot a course using gravitational slingshots. Engines are failing, but we can use momentum." "The radiation levels," Crixtall started, "are manageable for short periods. Human tolerance is higher." Sarah was already moving, her hands flying over manual controls as automated systems failed. "On Earth, we call this Tuesday." For the next 6 hours, Sarah held her team together through crisis after crisis. When the ship's AI failed, she navigated by star position she'd memorized. When weapon systems died, she jury-rigged mining lasers. When her teammates began succumbing to stress-induced shock, she carried them literally to safety pods. She didn't just complete the scenario, she saved everyone. The debriefing room was silent as Director Velthar reviewed the recordings. The other instructors, beings who had lived for millennia and seen countless students, watched in amazement. "Explain." Velthar's gaseous form rippled with confusion. "How you functioned with 17 separate system failures, radiation exposure that should have killed you, and teammates suffering psychological breaks." Sarah considered the question. Around her, the alien cadets who had mocked her for months now watched with something approaching awe. Sylvan's forearms trembled slightly, not from exhaustion but from the realization of what she had witnessed. Director, Sarah said finally, you've all evolved on worlds that provided for you. Perfect atmosphere, stable climates, abundant resources. Your civilizations arose from abundance. She gestured toward the vast windows showing the peaceful dance of stars. This, all of this, is beautiful to you because it represents the order you've always known. She paused, meeting each alien gaze in turn. Earth tried to kill us every single day. Ice ages, supervolcanoes, asteroid impacts, solar flares, plagues, predators with teeth longer than your arms. We didn't develop faster than light travel because we were smart. We developed it because the alternative was extinction. Krixtal leaned forward. But surely your people sought easier worlds. We did. And when we got there, we missed the struggle. Do you know what humans do when they find paradise? Sarah smiled grimly. We get bored. Then we build obstacles. We create challenges. We push ourselves until we're stronger than when we started. Director Velthar's form brightened with understanding. You don't break because breaking is not survival. We don't break because we can't afford to, Sarah corrected. Every human alive today is descended from thousands of generations who faced impossible odds and said, not today. When your ship is dying around you, when your friends are counting on you when everything is going wrong, that's not when humans quit. That's when we get started. The Academy's evaluation protocols were rewritten that cycle. Sarah graduated not just as the first human, but at the top of her class. More importantly, she opened the door for others. Years later, when the hegemony faced its first real existential threat, it wasn't their perfect technology or ancient wisdom that saved them. It was the stubborn, scarred, relentlessly determined creatures from the Deathworld who had learned one lesson their civilized allies never needed to. Sometimes, not breaking is the only victory that matters. In the end, the galaxy learned what Sarah had tried to tell them from the beginning. Humans don't break because they simply don't know how.